Still want me to do news about PlayStation 5. Here's news for you. It's still impossible to friggin' get one. Hey everybody, Nobuddy here, and welcome back to another episode of News Nobody Wants to Talk About, where I take everything I learned in the last week and I make sure that it is nice and frozen solid with a chocolatey coating on top for you to digest and enjoy. This week we got a bunch of pretty awesome stuff going on, and I figured I might as well just jump right in with some of the cooler stuff. There's tons of things to love about February. Chocolates, romantic movies, discounts on chocolates on the 15th. That's usually my thing. But February is also one of the months where game developers and studios release some really amazing games that kind of tickle our taste buds for the rest of the year. Now there's also a bunch of really awesome stuff coming out in other months, but I figured I would go through the list and see what was coming out in February. So I just went in and I picked 3 that I think everybody should probably get their hands on and take a look at. Okay, now this might just be my opinion, but I figured you would enjoy them. Here they go. Okay, rule number 1, Werewolf The Apocalypse. It already came out February 4th, okay? But for all those people who are waiting for Masquerade the Bloodlines 2, this is in the same franchise, okay? This takes place during the World of Darkness franchise, okay? And it's still an RPG, but it's set in a character, a werewolf. Now he can turn between a human and a wolf and a werewolf and utilize all of those different abilities to help him traverse the landscape searching for answers and also kick some butt when he's got to. So that's something to keep out for, okay? That's being released for like PC and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but I think they're also going to be released for the newer consoles too, so keep a lookout. If you buy one, there's a good chance that you get the updated package for the next one, but be sure to look at that in your shop. If you're in PlayStation Network, look at the one, and if you're in Xbox, look at the Marketplace and just make sure, okay? Came out February 4th, give it a look. Another one that's one of my personal ones that I just cannot wait to come out because I played the first one and loved it so much. Little Nightmares coming out February 11th, okay? Now that's coming out for like every console, okay? It's coming out for everything. You're going to be able to get it. Now, from what I understand, you're getting a later release date on the PS5 and the Xbox S, okay? But for everything else, 4, 1, and the Switch and PC, it's all going to come out February 11th. This time you're going to be taking the role of Six and her buddy in the mask, okay, Mono, as you guys run through Pale City trying to figure out how you can stop the broadcast coming from the network to shut everything down and save everybody, not to mention yourself. With all kinds of different spooky new locales and villains, including like a teacher in a really twisted school and a really messed up hospital with what I can only assume is a caterpillar doctor of death. You two are going to have to solve puzzles and clues to get out and rely on teamwork alone to survive. Do you have what it takes? I know I sure didn't. I killed that poor little girl millions of times. And knowing that there's 2 of them now, that's just only going to add to double the death on my part because I'm terrible at this game. To lighten the mood at the end of it, we're going to wrap up with a classic. Super Mario has always been synonymous with Nintendo. Every time they release a new console, you better expect that there's going to be a good Mario game coming out. And since we've been kind of running the drag on that with Mario Builder and a lot of the other ones kind of coming to the plate, and not exactly meeting expectations, they've gone back and pulled some of the gems out for us to enjoy, including like the Mario, the Mario tribute that it had Galaxy and Super Mario 64, and Sunshine? Those are some of the good ones. Turns out Super Mario 3D is going to be released again for the Switch. So that was Wii U's like highest rated Mario game, okay? I think highest rated game. Okay, where you and 3 other friends can jump around and knock each other down into pits and use each other strategically to get through the level and take on Bowser to save the rest of your friends and save the Princess and Toad Kingdom. Now, what's really cool about this is that they've redone everything, okay? It's not just a patch. It's not just like a post-mode patch that they made for the new system. They've also added, I think, Bowser's Fury, which is a whole new game mode developed specifically for this release. Be sure to look out for Super Mario 3D plus Bowser's Fury February 12th for the Switch. A lot of crazy shenanigans going on in the film world recently that I figured I would point out. Turns out that people can't just get a solid cast down to save their lives. Okay? If I could take the time, I loved the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them series, and I thought they were doing a good job with them. But it turns out, because of everything that's going on with Johnny Depp, bless his heart, they should give him some slack. They better back off my boy. They're going to end up replacing him with Mads Mikkelsen. Okay, now I love Mads Mikkelsen, and I think he would be a great replacement for the character, and he's agreed to do it, and I think that's the role that they're going to decide to go with. But it just stinks that Johnny Depp is like one of my all-time favorite actors, and he knocked this role out of the park. Moving on from that, but still in the same tangent as Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Aquaman 2 is dealing with some sneaky, snidey casting problems as Amber Heard gets livid Okay, Warner Brothers is doing everything they can to kind of smooth the butter along, and it turns out that they weren't exactly ready to give her a solid female lead. So what they've done, in accordance to what happens based on the decisions of the court hearing in regards to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, they're going to be introducing a second female lead. Now, Amber Heard is getting really ticked off about this, okay, because she considers this to be stealing the limelight. But she may be picking up the suit. From what I understand, it's been confirmed that she's going to be playing the character in the movie. And there's going to be some other DC Justice League connections. They may be attaching her to a bunch of other different roles. So, like, that's kind of messed up. Right? I mean, what's your opinion on that, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Speaking of messed up movies, you're not going to believe this, but my boy Nicolas Cage is going to be stepping into the Five Nights at Freddy's horror shenanigans in a movie called Willys Wonderland. Now, they're not connected, Five Nights at Freddy's and Willys Wonderland, but the premise is a dude gets hired to clean up a pizza place with a bunch of spooky animatronics in the hopes of getting his car fixed. And what happens is you end up finding out that there's some super secret culty-like spiritual spookiness bringing all the animatronics to life, and our madman himself, Mandy Boy Nicolas Cage, is going to go out there and tell him what's what and smack him around a little. I can't wait to see it. If you guys get the chance to watch this movie, you better do it. Willys Wonderland will be available for viewing on streaming platforms and for purchase February 12th. So get a lookout for it, because that's going to be awesome. As we wrap up this week's show, I wanted to take the time to talk about a game that I really enjoy that's getting a sweet remaster. Mass Effect is getting a remaster in the form of the Anniversary Edition. All 3 titles are being put together for one gigantic opportunity to blast through the past and be nostalgic again with Commander Shepard and his crew. Me personally, I was a huge fan of Joker. But in order to celebrate properly, I took it upon myself to sit down with someone who got to be the face model for the character Samara and her daughter Moneth. Rana McAnear was able to spend some time with me and sit down as we got a whole interview about what it's like to take the time to be a face model in a video game. Check it out.
Well, I was talking to Luciano, who was the face model for Caden, and he was telling me they had to put all those things on him, and it was a really long process. And for me, it was just a simple scan, like a 3D scan that they did, and it was just actually on a platform, and I was on in a chair, and the chair rotated, and then they had this kind of very high-tech contraption with a tennis ball on the on the back to kind of keep my head stationary, and the whole platform or maybe it was the chair. Gosh, it was so long ago. I think it was the chair rotated, and then they just scanned my whole face. They took me to another area where they took pictures of me doing like range of motion stuff. So they had me like raise one eyebrow and like give this like, haha, I caught you look, and a few different expressions.
Isn't that awesome? If you guys want to check out the full interview, we're going to post that later on. But how cool was that to sit down and talk to somebody who was a part of one of my all-time favorite games? And she was blue, although I was slightly disappointed when I found out that she wasn't. But that's for the interview for you guys to see that. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of News Nobody Wants to Talk About. I really enjoy it when you guys come by and watch me ramble about stuff I enjoy. If there's a video game that you think I should talk about, or if there's a movie coming out that you really want to see and you know more about it than I do, jot that stuff down in the comments below. I always love hearing suggestions from you guys, and I need to think about new Saturday morning cartoons. What was the Saturday morning cartoon that you like to watch? What was a movie that's coming out that you think I should see? What's a video game that I haven't talked about yet? What's something super spooky that you want to see me play through and see if a puppet can wet his pants? The comments are your friends. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, people, because I love your face. My name is Nobody, and I will see you next time.